Strongest man alive is about to meet his match.
She can't do that! Tighten your heart down and put on a show!
You understand? There's no one stronger than I am.
Okay, so if you know me, then you know I love mounting TVs. I love putting up massive TVs in every room in my house. Now, I just realized that for flex spaces like, for example, a guest bedroom like I'm in, that's not always the best case because somewhere like this rarely ever gets used. The purpose gets changed a lot, so being able to have something that's not permanently mounted to the wall is probably a better option than, you know, having something mounted to the wall that also looks visually unappealing. Some other cool flex spaces that you can use this temporary TV setup in could be a garage space, it could be an office space, a studio space. In all of these spaces, you're not really always going to need a TV setup or want to even have one in there. So having something like this temporary TV setup, which I'm gonna be going over in a bit here, is a great idea. Here's the honest reality. Even though I don't want a constant TV in a room like this one, there are moments where I catch myself thinking, you know, it actually makes sense to have a screen in here right now. Times like, for example, when I have guests over or when I'm in my studio where I don't want a permanent screen becoming a distraction. I'm referring to those in-between moments where you want the option of having a TV, but not the full commitment. So instead of going for a contemporary TV, what I've decided to do is use an affordable projector. So a mini laser projector from Hisense. It's called the M2 Pro. It requires nothing but a single outlet to be powered on and Wi-Fi to run. Once you have both of those, all you gotta do is power it on, set it up, and it's good to go. It's got a lot of auto modes, which I'll go over. But first off, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how quickly this thing can be set up and deployed. For all of you guys that might be doubting how effective this might be for a flex space. This is the other side of the room. This is the wall that I'll be projecting onto. As you can see, there's nothing on it. It's pretty much plain. This thing is not white. So it's sort of cream, so kind of a sort of off-white, but it's perfect for use with a projector. As you can see right there, there's nothing on it. Like I said, this is a guest bedroom, so I don't want to have to hang the TV if I don't have to. So let's see how this goes. Let's try it out. So this is the Hisense M2 Pro. Laser mini 4K projector. I take it out of there and I set it up around here on the side table and I project it onto the wall. So it's super flexible. I'm gonna show you guys now. I'm gonna set it up, take it out the box. You can also use a stand because this thing comes with a 3/4 threaded hole at the bottom. So all you gotta do is get one of those unilateral stands, like the ones that have one leg as opposed to 3 different legs, and then just place it right here, move the lamp a bit, and then you can use it with that. But I prefer to show you guys how flexible and easy this thing is to use and set up without even having anything else but the thing itself. So I'm gonna place it on here and then set it up right there. So you've got the remote control here. So very simple. It's got your quick shortcuts there. The Netflix, YouTube, Disney Plus, Prime Video, autofocus modes there, and you know, input, voice control. It also uses a very, very nice power adapter. So you don't have one of those power blocks that can get really annoying to deal with. So here it is. This thing is small as hell. Like, look at this. I'm gonna show you guys how it sits on the table and how nicely it fits. Right there, man. Look at that. So we plug in the power and you're good to go. You got your remotes, connect to Wi-Fi, and you're locked in. You just need to have a wall or some kind of a display in front of you or above you, because this thing has a full 360 range of rotation, so you can project onto the ceiling as well. On the back side, you've got your power button on one side, and you've got your receiver for your controller, your HDMI eARC. This is HDMI 2.1, by the way, so all of those features that come with it comes with this as well. So you've also got USB 3.0 for your media devices, so you want to use a USB device with this to play media from it. Then you've got your power outlet or power port on there. So I'm going to plug that in and then power this thing on, show you guys all the auto modes that make this thing really quick and easy to set up. Okay, there we go. It's powered on right now. I'm gonna set it up so we can have this thing pointing the right way. So I know you guys can't see me right now, but that's so you guys can see the projector, because these things are the best in rooms that aren't lit up. And a guest bedroom, when you're using this, or when somebody, or a guest is using it at night, they're not gonna, you know, have their lights on. So this is perfect. Now, this is it, you know, just when you first get it without any setup done. I'm gonna run through the setup process, show you guys how easy this thing is to set up for just about anybody. Okay, so here we go. We've got I don't know what size this is, but it's a pretty large TV for a guest room or a flex space in this case. I'm gonna try to raise the display up a bit because the bed is a bit too high to, actually see the whole thing. So we have too much space at the top there. Let's get this guy up there. That's too high. So it auto corrects every time you move it, so which is really good. So that way, whenever you move it, it just kind of fixes itself. So right now, I think that's much better. So I'm gonna go into the settings menu here and we'll tweak the projector settings a little bit more. You don't have to do anything else past this point, to be honest. You can start watching and that's it. It's all good to go from this point. You can log into your accounts and you're good. That's it. You've got your projector settings menu here. We've got auto keystone correction, manual keystone correction for those fine tuning like I was just mentioning. Auto screen alignment, auto focus, manual focus, display zoom, position adjustment. Now, all of these are just meant to help you find the best projection that you can get out of this projector. But all of these things have automatic modes, so you don't really need to mess with the manual modes if you don't want to. Now, let's say you wanted to adjust the keystone, you'd use the manual keystone correction here to get just a more perfect screen, if that's what you're looking for. But most of the time, you won't even notice or care enough once you begin watching. So right now, this is just, I made a few changes there and I think that's good. So manual keystone correction has been completed and it says auto keystone upon motion has been enabled at present. So that means anytime it's moved, it automatically corrects itself. Now, if you don't want that to happen, then you turn it off here. But since this is going to be used in a flex space and it's going to be used in more of a temporary setup, then you definitely do not want to turn this off because you're going to be moving it quite a lot. So I just pressed the autofocus button right now, and this is how you quickly get the thing to get into focus. If you notice a little bit of blurriness, you want it to get sharper, something like that, then you definitely want to quickly use that autofocus button right there. Okay, so that's done. And just like with the keystone correction, you can also manually fine tune this, but I don't really see the point in doing that most of the time. Just adds time to set up, which you do not need. So at this point, all you gotta do is log into your streaming service and you're good to go. Or you can connect the device and then stream directly from that. So say you have a USB stick that you've got a bunch of movies on or just videos you wanna play, you can put them in and then watch them there. Or even just connect a streaming device like a PS5, an Apple TV, or even a Google TV stick. Whatever you wanna use with it, you can use with it from this point. Or you can use it as a standalone device and just straight up get into Netflix, download whatever apps you want. We're running on Hisense's proprietary OS, which they use on their TVs and whatnot. So if you're familiar with that, you should be pretty familiar with this as well. And if you're not, it's pretty straightforward. It's called Vida OS. Now for audio, there's only so much you can get out of the built-in speaker on it, but you can always use Bluetooth speakers with it or headphones, whatever it is that you guys want to use in your space, you can use to kind of enhance the audio, or just use the built-in speaker in it, because to be honest, it's only going to be for a temporary use case. The main reason I decided to set up the M2 Pro in my guest bedroom is to show you guys how it looks in a real space without being too focused on the technical specs. What stood out immediately to me was how clean and sharp the image looked. This isn't just another bright light and a blurry image. The Hisense M2 Pro uses a triple laser system that delivers true 4K resolution with rich, vibrant colors and depth that a lot of single lamp projectors just can't offer. You can literally see why that matters, especially in a room where there's light bleeding from around the shade. The image produced holds up with solid brightness and a wide color range, much more so than older lamp-based designs that can look a bit washed out in ambient lighting. One of the coolest parts about this thing is the adjustable screen size. You can easily set it to anywhere from about a 65-inch image up to 200 inches if you've got the space for it. What that does for immersion is huge. It essentially turns casual viewing into something that feels more cinematic, without the room feeling like a dedicated media setup. The M2 Pro also comes with additional visual enhancers. So it supports HDR and Dolby Vision, which both help pull more detail out of bright highlights and deeper shadows. And the built-in smart features like AI upscaling also make even non-4K videos look better. The combination of brightness, color performance, and flexible screen sizing just makes it feel natural in any room where you do not want a permanent TV. In short, it feels like a temporary screen that actually belongs here. It shows up when you want it, makes the visuals look fantastic, and then disappears just as cleanly when you're done. And just like that, there's no more TV on the wall. Once you're done with the setup, you pretty much power off the projector, pack it up, and then put it away. And you're back to having just a simple wall and that uncluttered space. So I don't need to have a bunch of TV accessories and all that stuff here. So it keeps this clear, and I really love it. And the projector is not super pricey. It's not, one of those crazy priced $4,000 projectors. Like I said, temporary spaces is where this is perfect, where you're not going to be using this thing all the time. So very rarely, and that way you can use it between multiple rooms, multiple spaces. And that's very important for people that like to have some sort of TV or display in all of their spaces. Using something like this is flexible is what I'm saying. I've also been using this same temporary setup as a substitute for a permanent TV in my basement workspace studio. There's a small open section of white wall around the wet bar area. I mean, it's not a lot of space, but because the projection size is adjustable, I was able to dial in the zoom and get a screen size that fits that space perfectly. The wall sits right next to the main lounge area where I've got 3 seats tucked around a table. It's usually where I handle lighter edits, get through less demanding work, or just hang out whenever I step away from my main desk. Before this, I'd usually just watch videos on my laptop or my phone, but now I can AirPlay directly to the projector or even just open a streaming app on it and play something off of that. And it works really well for this kind of setup. I've honestly been using it more often than I thought I would. It also supports Apple HomeKit, so I added it to my smart home setup for remote control and automations if needed. For gaming, it's got a dedicated mode that's designed to improve performance and reduce input lag. I tested this with a PS5 just to see how it would feel, and gameplay was smooth throughout. I wasn't able to notice any delay between pressing buttons and seeing the action on screen. For a setup that isn't permanent, I'd say it works pretty well, and exactly how you would want it to. All right, that's pretty much it for this one. If you guys want to find out more about the Hisense M2 Pro, then you can go ahead and check down in the description. I would have left a link for you guys to check out. Anyway, let me know what flex spaces you guys have that you think this will come in handy at, and comment it down in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys in my next one. It's Tommy, and I'm out, y'all.